Hello again from Metro Manila, the Philippines, Southeastern Asia. Here is my summary of an interview given by Mrs. Sue Klebold, the mother of Dylan Klebold, the younger one of the two boys who killed 13 other people before committing suicide, killed or fatally wounded 13 other people before committing suicide themselves at the Columbine High School in the Denver region of Colorado, Western United States on April the 20th, 1999. As always, no copyright infringement intended. So making sense of Columbine, a conversation with Sue Klebold, AFSP. So I'll skip over to the actual start of interview. Yes, on the occasion of her book release, A Mother's Reckoning, Living in the Aftermath of Tragedy, Sue sat down for a conversation with AFSP's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Christine Moutier. Dr. Moutier asked her, "Has it been just an absolute whirlwind with your interview schedule?" Sue Klebold, "It's starting to slow down now, finally. I'm finding I do have moments now where I can concentrate on my other life, other in quotation marks, and I think that those moments will grow as the time goes by." Dr. Moutier, when we connected in person in Little Rock, the capital of Arkansas, by the way, at AFSP's annual chapter leadership conference, you had just done the Diane Sawyer interview. So that was either done or at least broadcast in February 2016. And Diane Sawyer is a very experienced American television journalist. She has been actively on television at least since the 1980s, if not already in the 1970s. She famously interviewed Saddam Hussein before the first Persian Gulf War. Now, of course, we've seen what they did with that and how they put it out there. How are you feeling about it? Sue Klebold, the Diane Sawyer interview was my first public interview, so it was difficult for me. But I think it turned out to be a very effective way to begin a dialogue about the tragedy in the context of mental health and suicidality. So, you know, I feel that people are asking me a broader array of questions now, which is nice. Dr. Moutier, part of how I saw the Diane Sawyer interview and others you've done is that people out there in the world had to go back to the last point in time that you were sort of a public figure and bridge their understanding of what happened then and what has been happening in your thinking and with your advocacy work and suicide prevention. Sue Klebold, yes, that has been an incredibly uplifting and heartwarming result of all of this. I have gotten to meet a few of the victims or their family members as a result of the book being released. That has been amazing to me. People have had nearly 17 years of whatever beliefs they were holding on to, whatever feelings. So the fact that now a few people are feeling safe enough to come forward and speak, it's a huge gift to me. I mean, it's just incredible. And then Dr. Moutier, that's really amazing. Is that something you had anticipated? Sue Klebold, no, I didn't. I hoped it would happen, but I can't say I was anticipating it. Christine Moutier, you've been so thoughtful and careful in seeking advice from experts on the subject of mental health, and you are such a wise person yourself. So I want to commend you for all of that. But also I'm feeling so encouraged by some of that new dialogue. Sue Klebold, well, one of the things I don't have control over is that sometimes following interviews, when people actually write or make a print copy of the interview, they fill it with photographs of my son wearing his weapons, and even after everything we've talked about in an interview or that's in the book, there are editors out there who want to show these violent images with the articles, and you know I find that kind of appalling. But it does still happen, and we are continuing to try to educate media and people about that, about the risk of contagion. Dr. Moutier, has it been surprising to you that people have had an understanding about mental health that has been positive? Sue Klebold, you know, I'm not surprised. I believe very much that we, meaning our culture, our society at this time, were ready to hear this message. I felt so strongly that it was the right time to do this. Dr. Metier, what do you see coming up for you in terms of next steps? Is there a big vision that you've had? Sue Klebold, I have no clearly defined vision, but I've been thinking hard about it lately. For almost the last 17 years, I woke up every day thinking about this book, writing this book in my head, and I'm not doing that anymore. I still want to stay connected to the cause of suicide prevention and to advocate for mental health awareness, but I'm trying to figure out how my priorities might shift now that the book is published.